This is what you need to know. Tensions with Iran are sending gas prices higher, what it could mean for your wallet. A Ryanair passenger's wife speaks out after a deadly fall from a plane emergency exit. And a new bill could mean the end of changing your clocks, but there's a catch. I'm James Longman from ABC News, and here is the big story. I'm in Dubai, where the impact of the tensions between the US and Iran is being felt. The Strait of Hormuz, a key route for global energy shipments, remains at the center of the uncertainty. It is still closed. In the US, gas prices are climbing again as tensions between Washington and Tehran raise concerns over global energy supplies. Elizabeth Schulze has more.
James, gas prices are now at their highest level in a month. The national average for regular gas is back around $4 a gallon. Diesel just surpassed $5, and that means higher transport costs for trucks, trains, and tractors. We are seeing oil prices climb as hostilities escalate in the Middle East, and shipping stalls once again in the Strait of Hormuz. Another factor is that Russia's oil refineries have been damaged by drone strikes from Ukraine. That is also tightening global fuel supply. So in total, a new estimate from Moody's Analytics finds that the typical American household has spent $620 extra in gas, diesel, and jet fuel expenses in the nearly 5 months since the start of the Iran war.
We have more details on the investigation into the death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. His parents now say they will share his phone data with prosecutors. The family's attorney said Nolan's phone was retrieved from his friends, with his family alleging some messages were deleted. Nolan's phone was tracked to a friend who was with him on a boat trip. Their lawyer says the DA will present the case to a grand jury. Nolan's funeral is set for Monday.
And he would not want us to be sitting around crying and eating, and so what we're going to do is kind of have a party to celebrate him.
Meanwhile, the FBI has confirmed it's looking into threats made against people connected to the investigation. The wife of a man who was nearly sucked out of a plane says someone needs to be held accountable. She talked about the terrifying moments aboard a Ryanair 737. She says she and other passengers held on to her husband while his seatbelt kept him anchored, stopping him from being yanked through a broken window at 13,000 feet. The airline hasn't commented beyond acknowledging the incident. Gio Benitez has more.
The man partially sucked out of the plane's window, his wife saving his life. Now she's telling her story, and here's what she told the Serbian news outlet Nova. As she was holding onto his legs, can you even imagine? She thought, if we die together. Half of his body was sticking out of the Boeing 737 after the window flew off shortly after takeoff. A piece of the engine may have broken off and caused that. That investigation is underway. Here's what else she said. I immediately reacted and grabbed his legs. He was outside up to his chest for 2 minutes. They were flying from Greece to Germany on Ryanair for a relative's birthday, that plane making an emergency landing. As for how her 61-year-old husband is doing, well, she says he's seriously injured and in shock. It's important to me that he's alive. His hand is particularly badly injured, and he's got burns. He's not able to communicate. He doesn't even remember the whole event. Now, she also says that several people jumped in to help her and that she'd like to see them again to thank them in person.
We're a step closer to spring ahead, fall back being a thing of the past. The House, by a nearly 3-to-1 margin, passed a bill to make daylight saving time permanent across the country. One congressman celebrated the passage of the Sunshine Protection Act by playing a classic from the Beatles.
Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
The bill heads to the Senate, where its fate is uncertain. Permanent daylight saving time would mean the sun would not rise until 8:52 a.m. in Seattle in mid-January and 9:04 a.m. in Indianapolis. But this bill would allow states to opt out and make their own decisions. Now, to take 3, the stories that you'll be talking about this weekend. A meteor that crashed into a New Jersey home in 2024 may hold key clues to the building blocks of life. Analysis revealed the 2-pound meteorite is rare and primitive, filled with organic compounds and amino acids that were heavily altered by water. Salt fragments were also found, indicating chemical reactions that could help create life. Scientists believe meteorites help deliver the ingredients of life to Earth, depositing minerals and molecules on the surface. You're going to need a bigger boat. Scientists say a massive great white shark spotted off the coast of North Carolina this week is now believed to be headed toward Cape Cod. The 14-foot, 1,700-pound shark is thought to be the largest great white ever tagged in the Atlantic. Researchers say great whites typically migrate north during the summer in search of food. Finally, number one, World Cup fans put their resemblance to the test when it came to viral Norwegian soccer star Erling Haaland. 17 people taking part in a look-alike contest in Miami inspired by the athlete. A robot even showed up to partake, dancing with Haaland-like hair. One more thing before you go. Will Ferrell has revealed he once worked at Disneyland for exactly one day. The actor told fellow SNL alum Amy Poehler on her podcast he dreamed of running the Jungle Cruise but got stuck in a ticket kiosk instead, making $5.50 an hour, so he bailed for a job at a friend's surf shop. But Ferrell was too embarrassed to quit himself, so he had a buddy call the park for him. And the reason he gave for his abrupt exit is now part of comedy history.
So somewhere there's a file at Disney corporate. It says Will Ferrell worked for one day. Reason for leaving? Try out with the Dallas Cowboys football team.
And that is what you need to know. For breaking news and live updates throughout the day, check out ABC News streaming on Disney+. New episodes streaming every day only on Disney+.